Hey, Eagle Run 23 here. Big 8.6 Blackout updates for you from SHOT Show. As promised, I have several things that I learned while I was there, and actually a couple of big developments that have happened since I've gotten back. It's only been a couple of days, but things are happening. This video is brought to you by Tidewee, makers of heated vests and jackets and hunting blinds and all sorts of cool stuff. I have the vest and it has saved me at least twice. Yes, it does get cold in Texas, and one time it got way colder than I was expecting. I hit the button, turned on the heated vest. It was enough to let me stay out for a couple more hours and go ahead and get a pig. So you can check out Tidewee at the links down below. Just because it's also a 338, here is my ARC barrel from Mostech that just came in today. Really excited about that. We'll be working on that, and stay tuned for an ARC update video, probably coming in the next couple of days. So here's what happened at SHOT Show in regards to the 8.6 Blackout. Number one, suppressors for 338 calibers are booming. One of the things that I didn't realize, maybe you didn't realize, is that the 338 suppressor is normally something, traditionally something that would be for a 338 Lapua. So it's a much more high velocity round, much more power, much more pressure. Those cans need a little bit of a different design in order to function for what the Lapua needs. We don't need that when we're using a 338 subsonic, as a hunting round. We don't need a can designed like that. More of a traditional style can would work. But I think the manufacturers are worried if they make a traditional can in 338 and then you put it on a Lapua and it ends up looking like, a cartoon from the 80s on the end of it. I think that's where the problem is. But thankfully, we have some good lightweight, smaller, better options for 338 with 8.6 Blackout, the ARC, and of course the Spectre. So that's first off the rip. Definitely some great options coming. We've already got several great ones on the market. So that's a good thing. Next is Hornady. So I'll start this story like this. I met Seth, talked to him for a while. He was all dressed up in a suit with a tie, not like you see him over on the podcast. Got to spend a little bit of time with him. He seems like a cool guy. I just wanted to say hi, introduce myself. He was super nice. I did give him a little bit of a troll, and I gave him one of my 8.6 Blackout stickers. I'll show it to you here. But he definitely laughed, thought it was really cool, and was happy to take it. He actually asked if I had another one so I could give it to one of his buddies. At the end of the conversation, he even offered to send some 8.6 Blackout ammo for testing for us to use, on the channel, and that's great. I appreciate that from them. I am still under the impression that I like fast twist. Let's jump into twist because that's where those two companies parted ways anyway. Let's talk about twist rate. So those of you that have a 1-in-3 twist 8.6 Blackout, you're fully aware that if you buy an off-the-shelf ammo, some shoot better than others. We've documented that here on the channel. I have a playlist for this stuff if you want to go back and see what's what. But in general, we're looking at a 1.5 to a 2.5 inch group as about peak of what accuracy we can get with some of the current technology and some of the past technology. Now, I am a fan of this caliber for several reasons. One of the main reasons being that I like technology and I like to see things pushed, and we're definitely pushing the envelope here with some projectile design. Paul at Maker Bullets is on the cutting edge of that. He is way out there working with a lot of ammo manufacturers and trying to get the best things out there. If you shot a Maker a year ago and it didn't do well for you, there's been some revisions. Go back and grab a 300 Rex and see how it does for you. Something that's been made in the last couple of months, you'll probably be a little bit better off than you were. So with 1-in-3 twist, we are picking up some energy with that rotational energy. We're keeping a little bit more. We have a video on this topic as well. And so there are some advantages to being a 1-in-3, but as time has moved on here, I'm really interested in 1-in-5. Now, it doesn't really matter. You can do whatever you want, especially if you have a custom barrel. I'm maybe hoping that some of these people will start offering a 1-in-5 for 8.6 Blackout. Maybe I would like to see that. But realistically, we've got to get the 1-in-3 to shoot better. And I have to be careful not to share any company names here because they have not announced what's happening yet on their end. And so I don't want to spoil any of that for them. But several ammo manufacturers are coming out with some different projectiles. We're going to see them on the market very soon. I'll show them to you as soon as I can. Exciting stuff. a bit of a deviation from what is currently on the market, and I think it's really cool. You can tell by the smile on my face. I think it's really cool. Some of them I've shot, some of them I haven't. Some of them are on their way to me, and we'll shoot them next week. Like it's an exciting time for this caliber, and I hate that there's several of you that are having a hard time finding a round that shoots well in your gun. Be patient. It's coming. Better things are coming for this, especially if you have a 1 in 3. There's probably not very many of you who have a 1 in 5 MOSTech. If you do, great, but most of us have a 1 in 3. I have 10 or 11 1 in 3 guns, and I have only one that is a 1 in 5 twist. I was able to connect with a couple of different ammo manufacturers that I haven't really talked to very much before. I didn't even know that Mead Industries was making ammo. I've never shot it. I learned at SHOT Show that they have an 8.6 Blackout ammo on the shelf. You can buy it from Mead Industries. I spent probably 30 or 40 minutes talking to Greg, the owner of Mead Industries. He is one of us. He's a fan of the caliber, very innovative. Their company is doing great things for the caliber. I felt bad that I hadn't come across them before. I mean, we miss some stuff, and I get some stuff wrong sometimes too. So he showed me a box of the ammo. We might have some we can shoot here in a little bit and see how it does for us. We can get the chrono and do some accuracy testing, all those things that we do with the other companies. So Mead Industries, put them on your radar. They've got some stuff coming to us as well. Fort Scott is another company. They have big time distribution, and Fort Scott ammo is probably one of the biggest ones that's like out there. Some ranges even have it in stock on their shelf. The Tumble On Impact, it's their own proprietary bullet. I bought 2 boxes. They didn't know me until SHOT Show. I met them there. I bought 2 boxes on my own and shot them, and they didn't really do that well. I only included a little bit of that information on camera. There wasn't a lot to go with, and so that video just kind of didn't go anywhere. I talked about it, and I think I might have shared some groups on X and maybe on Instagram, but that was over a year ago, and I need to come back around to some Fort Scott testing. They also introduced a Supersonic at SHOT Show. Now, Supersonic is the next frontier for 8.6 Blackout. It is a little bit more accurate, so if you're struggling with subsonic accuracy while you're waiting on some of these new things to come, powders and bullets and stuff, go ahead and load up or purchase some supersonic ammo. I think that you'll find a little bit more accuracy, and with a suppressor, it's still close to hearing safe anyway. It's not bad at all. Check out Fort Scott. I don't have any promo codes or anything for them or discount codes. Same with Mead. If that changes and they set up a promo code for us, I'll be sure and share that with you right away. Most of the companies do have Eagle Run 2.3 as a discount code. So be sure and save some money when you're purchasing some ammo. I believe that's true for Gorilla and Halworks and Steinel and Phantom and maybe even Discreet. I did not talk to Underwood, but I'm hearing some rumors that Underwood is also going to be doing some 8.6 Blackout ammo. That's really interesting. They're a well-known company that's been around for a while. That could be really cool. So let's see if I can find some more information on that, and I'll share it to you as soon as I can. Now for the juicy part of the story. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I did not tease this at all because I wanted this information to only go to the people who make it to the end of the video. SAAMI, SAMMI, they are the standardization group. They're not a shadow government, even though I accuse them of being that. SAMMI had a booth at SHOT Show. I didn't know this. Walking down an aisle, I turn to my left, I see 4 guys and a girl sitting at a table, and I look up, and there's a big blue sign that says SAMMI. And I was probably pretty awkward in this conversation. They also would not let me record, so there's no documentation of this conversation. You'll just have to take my word for it. To confirm to you, though, I talked to somebody else, and they kind of told them the same thing. So be that as it may, you're just going to have to trust me on this. They did not agree to be recorded, and so we just had a conversation. I wasn't prepared for this conversation because I didn't even know they were there. If I'd have known they were there, I would have had better questions. So this was all off the cuff, and I was just talking to them. Now, starting off, I said, hey, can I ask you some questions about 8.6 Blackout? And they said, that is not one of our calibers. I don't know that I can tell you anything about it. And they hit me with a dig right away. That little stab jab right there off the rip was, It was interesting, and I kind of stumbled a little bit because I'm not an investigative journalist or anything. I'm just a guy. I just record some stuff. I'm no different than any of you. So I went on to ask them some hypotheticals because it turns out they would entertain if I said hypothetically. So I figured this out, started asking hypothetical questions. Hypothetically speaking, if an 8.6 blackout was presented to them, they said the first obstacle that could be difficult to overcome. Again, I don't have a quote from them because this wasn't recorded. Going by recollection, the name 8.6 blackout could be the biggest obstacle for the 8.6 blackout to get SAMMI certified. Now, I had to ask them to explain this because it didn't make sense to me. So the main thing here with this is they're really interested in what the barrel says on it and what your ammo box says on it. That's a big deal to them. I think that's great because that's a safety thing. We don't want, never put anything in a gun that isn't what's listed on the gun, right? It's a general rule. Most of us follow that rule, and they're really concerned with that. And so they don't want an 8.6 blackout that would say 8.6 blackout, but yet there's 8.6 blackout barrels that have been on the market that could potentially be rated to a different pressure. Is that really a big deal? I don't know that I see it as a big deal, but he said that it was an obstacle. So we'll have to take it at what it's worth there. So the fact that 8.6 blackout is so prolific as of right now, we have, there's estimates of as much as 100,000 barrels being on the market right now. That's a lot of barrels. There's a lot of us out there that have them. I have half of a percentage of those barrels right over here. I have no idea if this is truly a roadblock. That's what the guy told me. I'm reporting it to you as I heard and understood it. I don't know. That seems weird to me. Let me know what you guys think. Is that a real thing? I don't know that I've really been around long enough to be able to say that like this makes sense to me. He mentioned a couple of other calibers that have had a similar issue, and they weren't ones I was familiar with. Where something was around for a while and then like, years later it got certified and they had to pick a new name because something changed in the specifications or something, and they wanted to make sure that the old version was the same as the new version. So what are your ideas for the renaming of the 8.6 blackout? Are we going to call it the maybe the 338 blackout or the 8.6 Creedmoor? I don't know. Maybe you guys can come up with some better stuff than that. Just kind of thinking out loud, but I don't know. Odd situation. The SAMMI stuff is weird to me. So if you have a better understanding of the SAMMI certifications and understanding of how this stuff works, feel free to educate me in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have time, leave a like, leave a comment. I respond to most every comment. You can always reach out on the direct messages on Instagram or on Twitter. I've talked to a lot of you in the last couple of days, helping a couple of people with some reloading stuff and helping a couple of people with some build issues. There was a great guy last night, talked to him for a little while on direct message, and he's having trouble with some accuracy issues, so it kind of played into this video as well. All right, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.